Have you ever just stopped to think about a word you use every day? Today, we're going to do exactly that. We're taking a deep dive into one of the most common words in English to uncover all of its hidden layers. And trust me, you might be surprised by what we find. Seriously, take a second. How many different ways can you use the word blue? You probably think it's pretty simple, right? But as we're about to see, this one little word can lead us in some very, very different directions. So we're going to use the Simple English Wiktionary as our guide here. And with it, we're going to explore 4 totally distinct meanings of the word blue. We'll start with how it's used as a noun, and then we'll see how it completely transforms as an adjective. That's right, 4. 4 separate definitions packed into one word. We're going to see how blue can mean a color, an emotion, and, well, even something a little more surprising. So let's start with the one we all know best. First up, blue used as a noun. This is the word at its most basic, its most fundamental. It's simply a name for something we can all see. The definition is about as straightforward as it gets, right? Blue is just one of the colors in the spectrum, like red or green. It's simply the name of a thing. And this is a perfect example. Notice how blue isn't describing the sky here. It is the thing the sky was. It's a noun, the actual name of the color. But things get a lot more interesting when the word's job in the sentence changes. Okay, let's switch gears and look at blue as an adjective. So instead of being a name, it becomes a description. And this is where the word really starts to show its incredible flexibility. So no surprise, the most common way we use it as an adjective is, of course, to describe something that has the color blue. It's simple, it's clear, and it's super useful. Just like this. He had blue eyes. Here, blue is describing the eyes. It's telling us what kind of eyes he had. So you can see the word's function has shifted from a noun to an adjective. And because it's an adjective, it can be used for comparisons. You can say one thing is bluer than another, or that something is the bluest of all. But describing colors isn't the only thing this adjective can do, not by a long shot. All right. This is where we shift from what we can see to what we can feel. The word blue takes on a whole new meaning, one that's connected directly to our emotions. They're not literally changing color, right? Of course not. This is one of the most common idiomatic uses of the word, and it's a huge leap from just talking about the sky or someone's eyes. And there it is, the second adjectival meaning, blue as a synonym for sad. The color itself has become shorthand for an entire emotional state. It's this connection that has fascinated writers for centuries, tying the coldness of the color blue to the feeling of sadness. And what's so interesting is how this meaning extends beyond just people. A day can be blue, a song can be blue. It can describe any time or experience that feels sad or, melancholic. The Wiktionary source gives us these direct synonyms: sad, unhappy, and depressed. This really helps to solidify the meaning. When you hear blue in this context, your mind should immediately connect to these feelings. Okay, so blue can be a color, and blue can be a feeling. But there's one more meaning for this adjective, and it's probably not what you're expecting. This one is informal, a little surprising, and it really shows just how flexible our language is. And there you have it. In casual conversation, a blue joke or a blue movie is one that's considered risque or obscene. I have to admit, this one totally surprised me when I first learned it. It's a complete departure from color or sadness, and a perfect example of how a word's meaning can evolve in informal slang. Now, as if 4 different meanings weren't enough to keep track of, English has one more little twist for us: homophones. These are words that sound exactly the same but have different spellings and different meanings, and they can be really tricky for learners. B-L-U-E, our word of the day, sounds exactly like B-L-E-W, the past tense of to blow. The pronunciation is identical. This is exactly why context is everything when you're listening to English. So with all these meanings, you might think blue is some kind of complex or rare word. But here's the really surprising part. It's actually one of the 1,000 most common headwords in the entire English language. And that's really the big takeaway from all this. We use this word constantly, all day long, yet it carries these distinct, layered meanings: a color, a feeling of sadness, and even a type of joke. It's just an amazing reminder of the hidden depth in the language we use every single day. So as we finish up, I'll just leave you with this question.
After seeing the 4 different lives of the word blue, what other everyday word are you going to stop and think about? The stories really are hiding in plain sight.